Think about being a private. Can everybody envision that? And you're in a battle. A private doesn't see the big strategy, do they? The big picture. You've got just a very, very small part of the war, very limited part of the battle. As a private, you may do things and see things that make no sense to you. But it makes perfect sense to the general in charge, the one who sees the big picture, the overall strategy, the grand strategy for winning the war, not just the battle. Folks, that's what it's like being a Christian. We're privates in an army. We have a very limited scope of vision. The Lord tells us in Isaiah 45 and 46 that He sees the end just like the beginning. It's all laid out to Him. So many times when He does things that we don't understand, it's because we don't see the big picture. We don't see what He sees. You know how He responds? Just like He did to Habakkuk. Trust me. So what do we do when God answers and God does things that we don't understand? What do we do? Well, what don't we do? We don't turn our back on Him. We don't forsake Him. We don't leave off our praying, our study of His Word, our worship of Him together as believers. What do? We pray, we wait, and we trust. Maybe tonight you're going through a time like this. You are not alone. You've got an entire book of the Bible that deals with this. I believe that the Lord inspired Habakkuk to inscribe this, to write this down, because this would be a universal problem for believers. We are going to struggle with things that we do not understand. You are not alone. You are in good company. There is a prophet of God, a leader among the people of God that went through the same thing. The important thing is that you learn from his example. Don't make a mistake. The worst thing you could do when you don't understand is turn away from God. That's when you need Him the most. That's when you should be the closest to Him. Are you struggling with that tonight? Maybe something has happened. The Lord permitted something or did something, and you don't like it. You don't understand it. Or maybe it's not so much what the Lord did or permitted, it's what He didn't do that you wanted Him so desperately to do. And maybe there's some anger there. There's some estrangement, and you are struggling to be what you need to be. If so, the altar is open. Why don't you come here and lay this out before the Lord and say, I'm going to be like Habakkuk. Enable me to be like Habakkuk. Enable me to pray, to wait, and to trust You. I'll be right here. If I can pray for you, you know that I will. As Brother Terry comes, Miss Debbie plays.